Hey everybody out there, hope you guys are all doing well today. And today for you guys, we are going to be doing a deck update of a deck that I cannot wait to profile you guys on this channel. It's been a while since I profiled this. I've profiled it a couple times on the channel some years ago. But we're going to be doing an update because of Master Rule 5, and as you can see, that deck is going to be Agents. Now, Agents have a very good history in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! I would argue that they are probably one of the original best structure decks to come out into the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Along with the Machina structure deck all those years ago. And you know, when I was getting back into the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! I picked this deck up from a friend of mine, and it was so fun to play back then. And in addition to that, you know, Agents were very powerful and have a part of Yu-Gi-Oh!'s history as well because they actually topped Worlds many years ago. But yeah, so this deck actually, when I was building this deck, I want to mention this before I get into the video. I was like, okay, I haven't done this deck profile in, give or take 3.5 years, right? I'm like, so it's definitely probably gotten indirect support, something of that nature. You know, it's probably, you know, somebody's done a couple deck profiles, I bet, on it, you know, keep it up to date, even under Master Rule 4. And I was surprised to find out that wasn't the case. And yeah, there's not a lot of deck profiles out there of this deck that are recent. So I had to build this deck pretty much from scratch from what I know and things of that nature. But there has been indirect support that has come out to support this deck, and it's actually become a lot better, I feel like. And with the new Master Rule, it will be a fun deck to play. So I just wanted to mention that before we get into the video. So first off, we run 3 Master Hyperion. He's your boss monster of the deck. If you guys don't know how Master Hyperion works, he's very easy to special summon out to the field. You can banish, if you don't have Ancient Sanctuary on the field, you can banish to destroy 1 card. If you have Ancient Sanctuary, you can banish to destroy 2 cards. So banish 2 cards, destroy 2 cards. Now, the thing you have to keep in mind, I'm going to mention this right off the bat, about this deck is, most likely, you're going to have Ancient Sanctuary on the field, because you run different forms of it. So, first off, we run the OG Ancient Sanctuary in the deck. That's a given. It's not the greatest, but it's decent. But we also had, when the Counter Fairy structure deck came out, we got the Sanctuary, or the Parshaft, that came out in that structure deck. And in that structure deck, this came out. This card's really good because it's a continuous spell card that counts as Ancient Sanctuary on the field. In addition to that, you gain 300 attack, so things like Master Hyperion become a 3000 beater. That's pretty decent. Okay. In addition to that, alright, you can recycle some of your cards. We run counter traps in the deck, even though this is a combo-oriented deck to some degree. But you do run a couple counter traps, so you can restack those, and you can reuse some of your monsters as well. Pretty decent. So, just know that a lot of times, and I'm going to say this from testing and playing the deck, I was finding myself getting their secondary effects off. I would say 4.5 out of, 4.5 out of 5 times happening. So that's just my opinion. So 3 Master Hyperion, and I just wanted to go over that with you guys. First off, about the Ancient Sanctuary clause. Next, we have 3 Agent of Earth. Agent of Earth is really good in the deck, and the reason for that is because it's useful to search out just about anything that you need in the deck. In addition to that is a tuner, which can help you go for multiple different synchro plays, which we run in the deck. But if you have Ancient Sanctuary on the field, you can search out Master Hyperion directly from your deck and then do a whole bunch of cool little plays with that. So, 3 Earth, it's essential. 3 Venus, I guess you could say this is probably the most well-known agent card in Master Rule 5. This was used in multiple decks. When Lynx first came out, it was used, and I think it's still used even in World Chalice decks. But creation's so good in this deck. It helps you go for so many different plays and combo plays in the deck, be they Link, be they Synchro. It's just such a versatile card in the different plays you can use Venus for. So definitely a 3 of staple. We do have ways of recycling your shiny balls, which we run. Yeah, my friend colored these in when I brought the deck from him 7 years ago. 7 years ago, was it? 7 years ago, I think it was. Oh my gosh, that was a long time ago. So, you have your shiny balls, which you can, pay it's the original, what was it, pay 500, bring out a shiny ball. And you can use the shiny balls for Xyz plays, synchro plays. There's a multitude of different things you can do. So we definitely run the 3 Agent of Venus, the 3 shiny balls. We have ways of recycling the shiny balls in the deck, so if you draw other Venuses, they won't be dead necessarily. It does take a little bit of work to recycle, but you can do it fairly consistently, I feel like. Next up, we run 2 Uranus. This guy's pretty nice. So if you have Ancient Sanctuary on the field, you get to special summon it from your hand. That's pretty good. He can do level manipulation, which is nice, to help you go for different synchro plays. And because he's a dark tuner, it helps go for BLs, which is not as great as it used to be, but still a decent card, even in today's game. So this card still has a place in this deck. If anything, it's a free 22, beater, if you have Ancient Sanctuary on the field. Cool. So it's a very nice card to have in the deck. I wanted one more than 2 of, but it helps you do a bunch of different combo plays, level manipulation, so you can go for different synchro plays. Really nice card to have in the deck. 2 Jupiter. Now, I'm going to be honest, if you are ever wanting to build agents and you're like, I don't want to run Ancient Sanctuary, it sucks. I understand you. I understand where you're coming from. I wouldn't run Jupiter if that's where you want to go. The reason I like Jupiter is because of the play you can do if, mind you, you have Ancient Sanctuary on the field. Now, people know the original effect that you can remove from play 1 agent monster in your graveyard, select 1 Fairy Light, it gains 800 attack until the end of the phase. That's decent. The effect I care about is when Ancient Sanctuary is on the field, which states, if once per turn, you can discard 1 Fairy type monster to select 1 of your removed from play light fairy monsters and special summon it. Aha! So you see some different plays we can do. There's even some cool little plays you can do with Mr. Archlord Christia, which is really nice. So you can literally do some cool little locks with Archlord Christia, which is really cool to do. So definitely Jupiter is a 2 of in this version because it's an Ancient Sanctuary version. If you're not running that version, don't even bother running this really. 2 Archlord Christia. You don't need 3. Don't run 3. Gets cloggy. You have multiple different ways you can bring this out. I showed you the play you can do with Jupiter just a little bit. That's just one way of using Jupiter. One way. You also can easily bring it out with a 2-card combo that's really easy, which is Valhalla the Fallen. So you can go Valhalla the Fallen, special summon Archlord Christia, pass. And they're going to look at you and go, so you put a Vanity's Emptiness on the field with legs. And I'll be like, yes sir, I did. Do you have something to destroy it? Nope, pass turn, back to you. It happens. Even in today's game, people have a hard time getting over Archlord Christia. Like I said, you can use Valhalla Hall of the Fallen to easily bring it out. We'll talk about this card a little bit more later, Valhalla. But yeah, guys, like 2 Archlord Christia is all you need. You don't need to run a Light Barrier statue because it has less attack. And this you can easily bring out. So 2 Archlord Christia has a bigger body. Just a great, great card to run in this deck. Next, 2 Honest. I didn't want to run 3 Honest because it's nice to have, but it's not essential to have, quote unquote. Just about everything in your main deck is light attribute, and Honest just helps you get around big monsters, get around problematic cards. It's another hand trap you're going to have in your deck, which is nice. So yeah, just 2 OG kind of hand trap cards that you run. Just 2 Honest, that's all you need. Some people like running more, I just like 2. Just nice to have. 2 Hecatrice and 1 Zerald Herald of Heaven. So you guys may be saying, what are these cards here? I've never seen these cards before. Well, let's talk about Hecatrice. Hecatrice helps search out Valhalla Fallen. Zerald Herald of Heaven helps search out Ancient Sanctuary. So think of these cards as monster searchers. If you guys are familiar with Gravekeeper's Commandant, Harpy's Queen, Archfiend Commander, I think it's called, Warrior of Atlantis, which helps out search out Legendary Ocean. Think of these type of cards. So Hecatrice, you can discard from your hand to search Valhalla the Fallen. That's nice. Zerald Herald of Heaven is like terraforming with legs. You can pitch it and then bring out Ancient Sanctuary, or you can normal summon if you already have Ancient Sanctuary on the field, and it's a 21 beater. Pretty nice. So yeah, we have 2 different ways of searching out our field spells and our pretty much double summon for the deck. That's literally what this card is. It's a double summon. I mean, there's no. It's pretty much like not double summon, but I'm having a brain fart, but it helps you do combo plays. I'm like, I had the name and then I forgot it. But yeah, this helps you just do a bunch of different combo plays. I'm having a brain fart what to compare it to, but you guys know what I mean. It helps you special summon things out, do a bunch of different combo plays. So that's where we run those guys there. Ash Blossom. We run 3 Ash Blossom in the deck. You run more hand traps. You're in total running 5 hand traps, including the 2 Honest, if you want to consider that. So Ash Blossom is just nice to have in the deck to negate stuff and get rid of stuff. So 3 Ash Blossom in the deck is a staple in my opinion. 3, the Sanctuary of the Parshaft. This was one of the best cards that actually... Oh, my bad. The indirect support that I was alluding to earlier that really helped this deck out a lot. When we got the Counter Fairy deck, a lot of people were like, oh, this doesn't help agents. And I'm like, yes, it does help agents. Helps you recycle. It's Ancient Sanctuary on the field. You gain a little bit of an attack bonus. That's nice. And I get to protect some of my counter traps. Yes, please. I mean, yes, this deck is very combo oriented in the different plays it does, but it can rely upon running counter traps pretty well. So yeah, definitely 3 Sanctuary of the Parshaft. Hands down, I love it in the deck. So definitely 3 the Sanctuary of the Parshaft in the deck. In addition to that, like I was talking about earlier, I run 2 Sanctuary in the Sky. I don't want to run 3. This card's not the greatest, but I do want to run 2 because I want to consistently be able to get my secondary effects off from my agent monsters like Hyperion, etc. So that's why I'm running that ratio of 5. But you also have to keep in mind you technically have Zerold, so you're technically having 6 different ways to search out an Ancient Sanctuary from your deck. That's pretty consistent in my book. So yeah, 3 Ancient Sanctuary of the Sky. Double that. Valhalla the Falling. We run this card. This card is like Ultimate Offering. That's what I was thinking about earlier. So Ultimate Offering, this is pretty much Valhalla the Falling, and it's searchable. So like I said, Archlord Christia, cool. Venus, Special Summon, Normal Summon Earth. Go off with some cool combo plays, and then do this and that. And it's just really nice. And then you can go for Master Hyperion. It's just so cool the different combo plays this deck can do now that we're in the new Master Rule. It can go back to doing the old things it could do with new support kind of, and just be really decent. And definitely you could probably take it to locals and actually probably win some games, I bet, and maybe even topple locals. Don't know about regionals, but yeah, you definitely would have some fun with this deck. So 2 Valhalla the Fallen, you technically have 4 copies because you're running 2 Hecatrice. So yes. 1 Monster Reborn. It's Monster Reborn. Like, what else do you want me to say? Like, it's Monster Reborn. Next we run 3 Divine Punishment in the deck. Divine Punishment is pretty much just a Solemn Judgment for the deck. Sorry about that. Is pretty much Solemn Judgment for the deck. And the cool thing about this is you can negate spells, traps, or monster effects. Okay, cool. All I need is Ancient Sanctuary on the field. Well, like I discussed earlier, that's guaranteed to some degree. So, free negations? Yes, please. Next up, we run 3 Solemn Judgment. We're running pretty much technically, quote-unquote, kind of 6 Solemn Judgment cards in the deck. So you can recycle them, you can do different things with them. I mean, they're free negations pretty much. Like Solemn Judgment, you can just keep reusing this card over and over. If you have 100 life points, hey, you can lose 50 to negate something. You get where this is going. It doesn't matter. And then you can keep going off with your combo plays and just doing what you need to do. So it works pretty good. 3 Solemn Judgment. Extra deck, we run our Kiza Field Center in the deck. In addition to that, I decided to run just something, especially because it's a fairy deck, so Fairy Tale. But let's get into the monsters we run. We run Cavalry Centurion, number 45, Crunumbler Logs, Prophecy of Dimension. It's a level 2 Earth. This card's pretty decent. I like it. You usually are going to go these cards with the shiny balls, but it's nice. Then we run Dagusto Emerald. You can either reborn the shiny balls, recycle the shiny balls. There's a bunch of different things you can do with this card. So Dagusto Emerald is the staple. I really like it in the deck. Castel and Bagasucha are just some other rank 4s we run. Synchros, Ally Jessica Catastor is one of them I'm trying out. I like it. Chimbara is pretty nice. We also have Black Rose Dragon. Yes, that's an ulti rare. We also have F.A. Darn Dragster. It's been working pretty well with me. For your level 8s, Omega and Scarrite. Biel's, Trishula. So Trishula and Biel's you can go for. You can go for this because of Uranus. So you can easily go for that. And for link plays, we're running Salaman Great All Mirage, and also the new card that came out of Dual Rev, which is Celestial Knight Parshaft, which is really nice. It's a way to search out an Instant Sanctuary card or the counter trap card. It's really nice, and it's easy to make because you pretty much can go Venus into that, and there you go. So creation of Venus. It's not Venus. Bring out your 3 shining balls, and there you go. So yeah, that's the extra deck, guys. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. It's pretty straightforward. I will admit you can definitely play around if you want to run different cards in the extra deck. Maybe you don't want to run the level 5 and 6. You want to run more link monsters. That's an option. There's different things you can do depending upon how you want to proceed forward with the deck and taking it and building it. So this is just what's been working for me. I've been doing pretty good with it. I thoroughly enjoy it. And it's been a lot of fun. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this deck profile. Like I said, Agents are a fun deck. There's not a lot of decks out there that are running it currently. Not a lot of people out there running it, but it has a lot of potential to just be a good fun deck. And to see some resurgence, and hopefully we'll get a new structure deck one day, so we'll get some more support to play around with. But hope you guys all enjoyed it, and until next time, take care, have fun dueling, good luck dueling to all of you. If you enjoyed this video, leave a thumbs up, and I will see you guys next time. Take care, everybody.